Welcome guys, good morning everyone. This is Monday 28th of July 2024 and Ergon Trader Talks is back again to give you guys some juicy tips. Please do not mind my low spirited voice. I'm tired, but I have to come on here to give you guys some more information on how to react to the market as of the moment. Okay, without wasting much of our time, we called the Euro USD last week. If you have been following a country that stock for a while, you would realize that this is going to be our second trade on the Euro USD. Oh, that reminds me, before I start saying anything at all, I would like you guys to click the subscriber button and click on the notification button so that you can be notified every time a video like this drops. Okay, without wasting much of our time, let me enlarge my screen. This is the Euro USD pair. We have been on this trade for about a week and a half now, and it has been giving us some profits. We have made a lot of money from it. If you want to understand what is happening on the euro dollar, go to the previous Ergon Trader stock. You will find it there. We call the trade right from here, and we said our TP is up here. Okay, and as it is right about now, we have finally hit our TP and we've made money. Actually, my TP, my own personal TP, is around this region. You can see that it came few pips, it was shy of few pips to this region, to 1.8073. I started to see bearish candlesticks. As of this moment, I'm out of the Euro USD pair. I repeat again, and I'm out of the Euro USD pair because what it is doing right about now, I needed to reanalyze so that I can come on here and explain to you guys what to do and what to expect. But as of the moment, I'm out of the euro dollar pair. Okay, I'm out of the euro dollar pair. We've taken advantage of the trade. I think I got out of the pair at this point at 1.17185. I was out of the pair because I started to see bearish candlesticks. I've been noticing this since last week when I saw a day bearish candlestick, second day bearish candlestick. I didn't expect Monday to be like this at all but I've been out of the market. I'm currently out of the euro dollar pair. Alright, that being said, we also called the US 30 on our last trader stock, and it has been giving us few profits. We said on the previous trader stock, we said we want a daily candle close above this bullish flag pattern, and then we would open the trade. And ever since then, we have been in greens. Alright, so that being said, as well, concerning the US 30 pair, this video is going to be short and it will be educative. I'm just coming on here to give you guys updates as to what is happening and as to how to react to the market as of the moment. If you are on the euro dollar pair, I'm out. Because of what I'm seeing currently, I am out of the euro dollar pair. And if you are on the US 30 pair, hold. If you are also on the UK oil pair, hold. And the reason why I'm saying you should hold on to the US 30 pair is because the last trader stock that we had, I said that we have a bullish flag pattern and we're expecting a bullish candle close around 44,554.2, and we have that. And then we up on the buy trade. Our LCL was 44,127.4, and our first level target, our TP, is at 45,692.2. Okay, now the US 30 is giving us greens. You are making money currently on the US 30. The UK oil as well is going to direction. If you are on this trade, I want you guys to hold this trade. Hold on to it. It is going to make you a lot of money. Hold on to the trade. Is going to make you a lot of money. It has been very stubborn. However, I'm pretty sure that this week is going to be juicy for us. Okay, now what is the reason why I'm here today to give you guys? I saw something on the U and on the NZD US dollar, and I thought that I needed to delete my charts and to reanalyze it with you guys so that we can all know the future projection of what is about to happen on the NZD US dollar. Before I talk about the NZD US dollar, we made some analysis last week on the USD CHF pair, as we are expecting it to roll over to the upside at this point before we have a significant sell off. We also made analysis on the USD card, expecting it to roll over to this point and then we have a magnificent sell off to the downside. However, that hasn't happened yet. We are still anticipating and we are waiting for that to happen. If you want to know more about the USD card and the USD CHF pair, go to the previous trader stock. You'll find the informations there. I wouldn't waste much time on it. Also, like I said, I want to reanalyze the NZD USD pair. I want to reanalyze the NZD USD pair because I'm saying some things that I want all of us to take advantage of. If you have been following Ergon Trader stock for a while, you would know how I analyze. I go on the highest time frame, not necessarily the highest, around 3 months, 6 month time frame, but I prefer 3 months time frame to start viewing the projection of the pair. Okay, this is the 3 months time frame right about now. If you have been following me for a while, you will realize that I have 4 technical tools when I am analyzing, and we're going to be talking about them today. The first thing that I use is the principle of price action and the principle of chart pattern to allow candlesticks to speak to me. So I'm able to project future pips. I'm able to project hundreds of pips, thousands of pips into the future just by coming up on the highest time frame, on a higher time frame, 3 months, 6 months, monthly time frame. Now right about now I am on the 3 months time frame, and I want to use the principle of price action and the principle of chart pattern to analyze NZD US dollar. Okay, we have a high here, we have a low, we have a higher low, we have a lower high rather, we have a lower low, lower high. We're supposed to have a lower low right about here, but realize that this low is not lower than the previous low, so that makes it to be a higher low. Then we have an equal low right about here, that is a double top. Then we came down here to have a low right about here. We can even consider it to be an equal low, and ever since then we've seen price came up again, give us an equal high, give us a higher low, we have a higher high, then we have a low again that is lower than the previous low. That makes it to be a lower low. Then we came on again to have an equal high. I call this an equal high because it is not really higher than the previous high that we have here, so I'm going to call it an equal high. Then started see price giving us series of highs, lows, lower highs, lower lows, until we came on here and have an equal high. Then we have an equal low again, we have a lower low, we have an equal low. Actually, I'm going to call this from this point right about here to this point. I like to divide it as a range. However, there is something that has made price to significantly to stall here for the longest period of time, and the reason I'm going to be sharing with us right about now. If you look at price significant, if you look at the charts carefully right about now, we'll see that there is a base that is at this point, and that is the reason why price has not been able to break this guy to the downside for the longest period of time since the year 2009. It has not been able to break it to the downside, so I'm going to call this a significant support. This is a support. And why do I call this a support? Now I'm moving down now to the second technical tools that I use, that is plotting my support and resistance at major areas of rejection. I can see that this is a significant support at this point because it has major areas of rejection. So we have a rejection here, a rejection here, a rejection here, rejection here. That makes it 4 times 5, 6, 7, 8. This means this guy to be a very strong guy. However, I'm not going to be using a line, I'm going to be using a zone to identify or to plot my supports. Okay, now this is my support has been nicely plotted on a 3 months time frame. Now, since that I have seen that I have been able to identify this major support, that is telling me that the USD dollar is going to rally up again to the upside. Okay, because this support has been held significantly since the year 2009, and every time it got there, we always see a bounce to the upside, a bounce. That makes this guy to be a very strong guy. Now let us look closely again for another support or resistance in the market. This is the major support. There is no longer support down here because I don't want to make my chart look messy, so I'm just going to pick a line here and I'm going to identify the high of the market, that is at this point. And then there's also something I'm saying right about here. Now I said something earlier. I said the NZD US dollar is going to rally to the upside. However, there is something I need to happen. There's something I need to see. I'm going to give myself a precautionary measures, and that is going to take me to my third technical tools that I use to trade. That is using trend line to identify the current flow of the river. Remember I said earlier that the NZD USD has been giving us series of lower highs, lower lows and lower highs. Okay, now for the NZD US dollar to really blow over to the upside, it needs to break this trend line that I'm going to be drawing, that I'm drawing right about now. Can we say that? This is how you analyze step by step and carefully. Okay, now I need the NZD US dollar to break above to the upside, to break this line above to the upside, because if you see this carefully, you would see that this is a first touch, a second touch. The third touch is about to happen at the touch of this trend line resistance. Now there are many things that could happen from here. We are analyzing right about now. We are not predicting the market. Okay, we are not trying to predict the market. We are simply analyzing the market. Okay, now us plotting our major support tells us that the NZD/USD is going to blow over to the upside. Alright, it's going to blow over to the upside. Now, another confluence that is going to blow over to the upside is because we have a double bottom at this point. Okay, we have a double bottom at this point. That is also another confluence for us that this guy is going to roll over to the upside. However, there is a trend line resistance that could hinder that push to the upside. Now, while I am still talking about that, there is also something I'm able to see, which I'm going to make us see as well. This is a minor resistance as well. As you can all see, you can see it's reacted here, reacted here, reacted here, reacted here. So this is telling me that the NZD/USD has potential to roll over to 0.64069, which is going to create the third touch of this trend line resistance. Now, when we get here, there are two things that could happen. One, we could either blow over to the upside or roll over to the downside. Okay, those are the two things that could likely happen. It is sure that the NZD/US dollar is going to roll over to this green line. Okay, now that is going to signify the third touch of this trend line, and two things could happen from there. We could either roll over to the upside or come or have a significant sell-off. Okay, now that being said, how do we take advantage of the current bullish momentum? Because if we look closely at the NZD dollar, we'll see that there is a candlestick formation that has happened on a 3 month time frame, and that is a morning star candlestick formation, which has the potential to push the NZD/USD pair to the upside. Okay, to the upside, and we're now going to take advantage of these few pips to the upside. If I'm going to calculate this now, that is about 400 pips. That means we have about 400 space to trade off. The NZD/USD is giving us 400 free pips to the upside. Okay, now how do we take advantage of this? I hope you guys are following me carefully. Alright, now how do we take advantage of the 400 pips that is about to happen to this green line right about here? Now, I've scaled down to the monthly time frame, and I can see that my levels are still plotted and are still sitting nicely. Okay, now this is the trend line I drew earlier on the monthly time frame. I'm also saying something, but before I draw it, I would like to. There's not much information in the monthly time frame. Actually, there's not much information in the monthly time frame, so I'm going to scale down from the monthly time frame to the weekly time frame. Remember that we have a double bottom here that has the potential of sending this guy to this green line. Okay, now on the weekly time frame, there is something I'm seeing which I'm going to bring our attention to. That there is an inner trend line that I'm seeing, which I'm going to be plotting right about now. Okay, can we see this? Here is an inner trend line that has been taken out. Okay, here is an inner trend line that has been taken out. This is also a confluence to me that the buy momentum is sure and it is going to happen. Okay, now had it been that the inner trend line has not yet been taken out, we could doubt these 400 pips to the upside. But because the inner trend line has been taken out, it is telling us that the NZD/USD has the potential to give us 400 pips to the upside. So now I'm going to delete this line. I'm going to delete this line, and I'm also going to delete this line as well, because I don't want my charts to look messy. I pride in clean charts. So having that deleted, how are we going to take advantage of this buy? How are we going to take advantage of this buy? Now we could see, we remember we have a double bottom, push to the upside. There is a minor support I'm seeing right about here, which I'm going to plot out, which I'm going to plot out right about now. Yeah, this guy. Can we see that? This is a minor support because we have series of reaction off of it in the past. And we could see price break above it, retest it, continuation to the upside. However, we saw price rally to the upside, and there is a particular guy that sent this guy down, and that is this zone right about here. Okay, that's this guy right about here. Now it rallied to the upside, it had a reaction off of this guy, off of this supply zone, and it started dropping to the downside. Now what is the next logical thing for the NZD USD to do? Remember that we have a base right about here. We have a base right about here. Okay, we have a break of structure, retest, pull to the upside. We couldn't take advantage of this buy. Now how do we take advantage of the buy that is about to happen from this point to this point? Now the next logical thing that the NZD USD is going to do, we are just reacting to the market right about now. The next logical thing that the NZD USD is going to do, let us scale down to daily time frame to get more information. Okay, now the daily time frame is giving us juicy informations. The next logical thing for the NZD US dollar to do is to roll over to these points, to this base right about here. Okay, is to roll over to this base right about here. So I'm expecting to see something like this, a fall off to this zone, and then a buy first to this point, and then second to this point. Do you get that? So I'm expecting the NZD USD to drop to this base, and I'll be waiting for a bounce off of this base to the upside, first to 0.61079, and then second to 0.63255. Okay, now I'm going to be deleting this line, as we'll all be expecting the NZD USD to roll over to this base, form a very good base at this yellow bar, and then we would be expecting a push to the upside. Now another confluence that I'm seeing is that I'm going to be picking my Fibonacci 2 from swing low to swing high. Can we say that we're expecting this guy to indeed roll over to the downside? Okay, expecting this guy to indeed come down to this base, might even come down further to 0 to 50% and 61%, 0.8%. However, the overall target is buy. Okay, I'm going to delete my Fibonacci, and I want us guys to sit tightly and expect the NZD USD to roll over to the downside, and after then we'll be expecting a buy off to this point and to this point. Now that is going to be the end of the NZD USD analysis. It doesn't take time at all. It doesn't take time. It doesn't take time at all. So having that analyzed, Let me check, maybe I have more PS for you guys. I think we were talking about the GPP card few weeks back. So I think I need to make justice to that as to what we'll be expecting to see on the GPP Canadian dollar. Now the GBP Canadian dollar has stalled here significantly for the longest period of time. Remember that we were expecting this guy to sell off. However, it has stayed above this resistance bar for God knows how long. So as I was there's something I'm seeing currently concerning the GBP card, which I'm going to take advantage of. I'm going to be explaining to us. Remember that we were expecting a sell-off before, but back then I gave myself a precautionary measures. I said until I can see the GBP card close below this bar, close below this line, I'll not be interested in the sell-off. And I also said something back then. I said we had a double top around this region and we had a neckline around this region. I also said to myself back then that I was expecting it to roll over to the downside, break this neckline, break this trend line support, retest it, and then we have a continuation to the downside. However, that did not happen. That hasn't happened. And this supply zone as well has held the GPP card significantly. And another thing, when we scale down to the monthly time frame, say that we have a a bearish engulfing candlestick. However, it is still trending and trading above the major resistance. Okay, it is still trending and trading above the major resistance. So what is the next point of action for the GPP card? What is the next point of action for the GPP card? Seeing that this guy has stayed significantly above the resistance bar, we are going to let it be. However, there is something I'm seeing on here, but I don't want to risk anything that is not worth it. So I'm just going to leave the GPP card alone for a while and wait for more information. However, I'll be waiting for this guy to break above this supply zone. Until then, will I be interested? Is that I break above the supply zone, or it breaks below this trend line support? If either of these two did not happen, GPP card, I'll be doing nothing. Okay, I'll be doing nothing. Alright, that is my time for you guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful trading week this week, and I hope you guys make a lot of money. Oh yes, that reminds me, there is a pair that I want you guys to take advantage of, and I want you guys to monitor with me as well. But I would not be sharing it now because I don't want to give you all my arsenals. So let us just stick and stay with the things I've said for now, and let us stay happy and stay green. Alright, have a lovely week and peace out.